fired up. Welcome back, everyone. Island Preservation Challenge on Ronida Island, created by Crust2 Farms. I'm your host, Gasoline Billy, and we are in episode 6. And how you doing? Let's give you a little pet, feed you a little. It won't let me feed you. Watson, where are you going? I just put food in there. Sorry for the interruption. But as you can see, we are in March, and I've done just a little bit off camera, uh, mostly because there was nothing to do enough to make a video. Again, I could have mowed, but I'm refraining from that for now. But I'll tell you what I have done. What I did was I made sure all of our productions over here stayed up with their water, and I had to buy some manure for our apple trees back there, and I had to put some seeds in our raspberry production. Now, as you can see, we've got quite a bit here that we need to get sold. And if I jump over to the tractor, I have got a load loaded up already, but I wanted to wait for you guys to sell it so you guys could be with me. We could all see the total together. So let's get this thing fired up, and we will pull up here and take our straps off and see how much money that we can accomplish here. $54,635. We are going places today. That is awesome. So we will go back over to our apple juice and we will get the rest of this stuff loaded up, and then we can get it sold, and we will talk about what we're going to do for the future. What plans can we make to move along this series and spend this money wisely? Uh, we've got some goat milk. That means our goats are old enough to start producing milk. That's awesome. We don't have quite a full pallet of wool yet, which is fine. Part of the money that I'd like to spend is I'd like to get Granny's knitwear down, because pretty soon we're going to have a field of cotton to put in there, and also what the sheep are giving us. So we're going to pull up here and get this loaded up. Didn't quite get all of it. Wasn't quite long enough to grab it all. And we'll double check and make sure there's nothing's been spawned since I picked up that last load. We'll run over here to the shop. We'll get it dumped off and see how much money we have to go from there. So, hope you all are doing well. It is the weekend. I'm hoping to get a few of these videos taken care of to kind of relieve the pressure of trying to get one out every day throughout the week. Kind of hopefully it'll work out that way. Um, Again, I'm not promising nothing. IRL stuff happens, and we just got to do what we got to do. So, looky there, another $60,829. We are we're going to retire. We have $116,908. We need to retire, and retire now. Okay, so let's look at the shop and see what we have on sale available to us. Oh, guys, guys, I don't know. This is 32 hours, but man, that's a lot of money right off the bat. And we already have a tractor. I don't know that we need that tractor. We could definitely use money on some implements to upgrade from our hand pushables. So rather than window shop and spend money unwisely, let's do some thinking about this first and see exactly what we could need the most to continue our journey here in the Island Preservation Challenge. So, as you all know, we'll get this all parked up. As you all know, we have a few productions that are paying us pretty good money. I would say that was real good money. So I think as far as productions go, we could, spend a little bit more money getting productions, maybe adding a few things. Definitely we'd like to have this as the large instead of the small. But we are pretty much out of room. If you look at our PDA here, we have our home. There's a little strip here. We have 3 fields. Our sheep pen takes up over here, and then all of this is our production area. So we really don't have a whole lot of room left here, but we do have some money, and we could possibly buy some more land. We could get more land. As you know, we have to buy this entire island anyway, so why not start with a good start of today? We could buy some island, buy some more of the island. Um, we could go ahead and get this field. It's a grass field. Not that we need the grass, but we could put it in our silage pole and we could change this field over to something else once we got the grass off of it. There's still some area over here that we could put in some more productions or elongate this field. Um, so there's an option. We have a full tile 78 over here. So we can look at that. There's also this little bit below it. I don't know what we would do with that below it, but there is some options for us. And as far as equipment goes, excuse me, what we own is we own a trailer. We own that is our water trailer, I'm sorry, and this is our pallet trailer and bale trailer. We have a hand plow. We have a manual roller. We have a manual seeder. We have a manual spreader, a manual stone picker, and we own this Valtra tractor. So there is quite a few things that we could upgrade from the manual type. For instance, this manual spreader, there is a manure spreader that we could pull with our tractor that would greatly increase our time here. Um, there is a seeder that we could pull with our tractor to increase our time there. However, it does limit the amount of crops that we can do, as not all of these crops are in it. Um, we could get a bigger roller than the manual roller. We could get us a plow that pulls behind the tractor and kind of upgrade that area of it. Um, Technically, we could get a bigger harvester. Um, we don't have a harvester at all. What we did, we leased the hand harvester. The problem is we have canola, which a harvester will work fine on. We have sugar beet, which takes special equipment. And we have cotton, which again takes special equipment. So the harvesters, yes, it would help us with this field right here, but it's not going to help us overall right this second. I still think we're going to need to use the hand pushable to do these 2 fields, so I think it would be wise to go ahead and continue using the hand harvester for right now. Also, I have watched Zorch Farming's episode where he used the hand pushable harvester, and the reason that we wasn't able to get our oat out in pallets is we had our pipe out, and apparently it gives you the option to unload without the pipe out into a pallet. So when I was confused on trying to get our oat emptied, I had the pipe out is why it would not put it in pallets. Um, Again, I have not used that hand pushables mod until this series, so I am kind of unaware of the limits of what it'll do and what it won't do. So it was good to watch Zorch and learn that. Um, Watched Rusty and learned about the stone bucket, which there is for a front loader, and also the manual spreader, not the manual spreader, the trailer manure spreader, which would be great. So let's run over here. Let's take a look at this land and see. This is quite flat. We could do quite a bit of fields this way. We could, there's quite a bit of area here that we could do and increase our output of what we're doing so far. And this is part of that $8,000 land. I don't know how far it goes up in here, but it's somewhere in this area. So we could do that for 48,000. We could add these two plots. That would give us a little bit more room for production and some more room to do some fields. I think it would be wise of us to purchase not only land, but maybe do a little bit of upgrades to our equipment as well. So let's just get out here and see what we can do. I'm lost as if I want to go to our right over here and get these two bigger areas, or if I want to go around the shop and get this big area to work towards the island. The quicker we get to this island, the better things are going to be for us to go ahead and get our house started on the island. So if we go this way and work our way around, this will be the last one we get to. Or if we go this way, we'd have to turn around and come back to get over here. Or maybe we don't buy them right next to each other. Maybe we buy this one and then this one and then this one. And we'll see, you know, what works out best for us. But I think for the purpose of this money, I think we're going to go ahead and get number 78 here, which is 40,000. And we're going to go ahead and buy 81 as well. And that's 8,000. And that will leave us with $68,908. Now, like I said before, I would like to go ahead and get Grandma's knitwear. So let's go ahead and see that it is a $5,000 production. Let's go down here to our construction, and we will go down and find Granny's knitwear right there. Oh, look at all that new land, the green in the air. Looks good. So if we want to do productions, we can do them down here like we started to do down here. Or we can continue filling this area up a little bit. We have the option to do both. So I believe what I want to do is I think I want to keep Granny's knitwear about where our palletizer was. I think is a good spot for Granny's knitwear. So we're going to drop that down. Oh, maybe not drop that down. Let's go back in there. Don't know what happened there, but let's go back in there. Granny's knitwear. I want to put you over here. We're going to spin you around. And we are going to set you down right where the palletizer was. There it is. It worked that time. So we've got Granny's knitwear. We also have a little bit of oat in our silo. And we have canola over here. So I think it would be wise to maybe do the grain mill production that will make oil. We also have sugar beet here, which we can make sugar. Now we have the placeable trigger, addable triggers mod that can give us the oil mill here for 5,000. We have a bakery here that'll do our flour, and we can make baked goods with it for 5,000. And we also have Farm goods. That is not what I'm looking for. Food, dairy, wool. So I thought one of these would do sugar. Am I wrong on that option? It's not looking like it. So that is, you put sugar in it, but you don't make sugar with it. Production for food, you would think sugar would be under there, but it sure as heck is not acting like it is. Unless I'm missing it, leave me a comment if I'm scrolling by and not even watching it. Uh, Production for construction, wood products, the bakery. Again, you can add sugar in, and the oil mill. So it does not look like we're going to be able to do a sugar factory with those triggers. So let's see what else. There is a medium salt marsh. How did I miss that when we put down the little one? We couldn't afford the bigger one anyway, but how did I miss that? And here's the grain mill. For $20,000, I think we could probably put not only the bakery down and make bread, but also this oil mill down to make our oil. And we're only spending 10 that way instead of 20 this way. The butcher shop, the special dairy, the big salt marsh. So I think our sugar mill, we're going to have to use, it's in here somewhere, I promise. Right there. I think we'd have to use this, which is a $36,000 production. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe we have the better small productions mod. Yeah, improved small productions. So if we were to do one, we would do this one that's $36,000 for our sugar. So if we think about this, if we spend 10 for the canola and the oats and 36 here, that we're at 46 out of 63. That does not leave us very much room to buy our implements. So I think, and I'm probably going to go wrong here, but I think we need to possibly store our canola for right now. I think we can go ahead and throw down our sugar factory right here and save that 10 and work it towards a implement that we can use. So I believe that would be the better option, and I think that's what we're going to go with. You guys can make fun of me in the comments for, hey, you shouldn't have done that. Don't spend all your money. So we're going to go over here, and we got to spin it around. And we are going to plop that thing down right there. Now we're down to $27,860. Okay, so the rest of it, I think, would be wise for us to upgrade some implements. Now we know we got this land we're going to need to mow. So let's look at the mowers. I think the one we're going to go with would be the double bar as usual. And I don't know if I want to buy that or if I want to lease it. Because we're not using a mower all the time, but again, we do use it enough to own one. So let's go down here to the mower section. We'll look at our choices, and we have quite a few choices, but as far as the money is concerned, we're about where we need to be with this double bar at 5,000. Now we could, in theory, get a front mower. I believe our tractor will do a front mower. So we could, in theory, buy the mower and a pickup wagon and do it all in one shot. I'm not positive. Let's see. Our Valtra is 107 horsepower. So if we actually, I don't know, does it have, it does not have a 3-point in the front. So scratch that mower in the front idea. That will not work. It is set up for to have a front loader that we do not have yet, but it is not set up for a 3-point hitch. So how much is this baby worth? It's worth 16,000. So if we sold our Valtra and we purchased the Fiat that's on sale, the Fiat Ugra, I don't know that that would be worth doing. Let's customize this and see. We're only at the 115 horse, so we're not gaining much horse. I don't believe it does have the 3-point available for 1200. But again, if we do this, we're back to leasing all of our implements that we need just to afford the tractor. And we're still only gaining a few horsepower, not a whole lot there. So what do we do here? I think we think on that a little bit. We've got a little bit to go. I don't think we could afford it anyway. We'd be a couple $1,000s short from getting the 3-point on there. Totally. So we're only going to get 16 for ours. So we are going to wait on that unless we can populate one of our productions to spit out what's setting there, if there's enough in there to even set. Let's look at our productions and see. So we have 601 apples that we could grab. We have 739 apple juice, 604 grape juice, 562 grapes, and 172 lettuce, 433 raspberry, 92 pumpkins. We have 341 flour of salt, 365 fine salt. I would really like to get that coarse salt into. There is another production that you put down and you put your coarse salt into, and it makes road salt, I believe. But again, we have the issue of how do we palletize that, because it doesn't come out in pallets, I don't believe. Let's look in the factories menu and see where we're at. I believe it is down here. A raspberry factory for our raspberries. The last time I used that was not too, it wasn't worth money. It was less money doing that than it was the uh, actual raspberries production. So this is the road salt production, and it is $50,000. And the problem with that is it won't come out on pallets. I'm 99% sure it doesn't come out on pallets. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, please let me know in the comments. I've used this before, but I don't recall exactly if it is on pallets or not. Definitely would like to know before I spend 50,000 on it. We don't have 50,000 right now anyway, but I think whoa. We don't want to sell nothing. We're just trying to escape this menu. I think the best thing for us to do is, like I said before, we're going to get some implements. Squirrel, quit running around. We're going to get us a mower. And we are going to go with our double bar mower. And we'll stick some Michelins on it. And the main color would like our colors. We're going to be olive green for this series. The design color will be beige for this series. And I think the rim color is going to be beige as well. So I think that is not quite sure. I just took the Michelin's on and put the Midas, and it doesn't really matter to me. It's a name brand. Ooh, those BKTs, they look weird. I kind of like the way the Midas look. I'm going to put the Midas on it. So we are going to buy this. Now we own a mower, so anytime we want to mow, we won't have to. Uh, I should not have bought this mower because now I will have no excuse when I say, well, we should mow, but I ain't really worried about it. Part of the reason I do that is because I didn't own a mower and I didn't want to pay for a lease to mow grass when we really don't need the grass. But now we have no excuse because we own a mower. Oh well. And we've got a mower and we need a way to pick up what we're going to get. So again, we're forced to look at what can we use to pick up. We can go with the forage wagon, which it's 15 grand for this thing, which is going to take quite a bit of our money. Or back again with the bales, which is why we have a bale trailer, and get this one. And again, the whole windrower thing, this kind of windrows it up. We we have the money to purchase this. However, I think it would be wise for us to go ahead and continue leasing because it is 22,000 and we'll lease it for now. That way we can upgrade maybe a couple more implements that we'll be using. So let's go ahead and lease this. We're going to go with our 12 meter working width. We can go all the way to 24 meter, but I think 12 meter is suffice. We get a little bit more land, I'll probably bump that up. But as for right now, it's 12 meters is plenty. We're going to go ahead and lease this for the 1162. And we are going to go back into our other implements. We know we're going to need a harvester for that canola. So this is $1,500. It will do our canola. And I think it would be wise of us to go ahead and purchase this so we have that out of the way. And we're going to go with our olive green on this one. And we're going to buy it. And we're going to go back and we're going to look. This multi-fruit will do sugar beets, potatoes, carrots, parsnips, red beets, green beans, peas, spinach, and onions. Now, I also know that you can get these that are individualized. This will only do potatoes. This will only do sugar beets. And this will do the rest of those. I don't know why they have them separated. I'm sure there is a good reason. Again, I don't know why, but I'm sure there is a good reason. We're going to go ahead and pick up the multi-fruit so that we can take care of any of these crops that we have, including, but not limited to, the sugar beets that we have. Let's go back. Was this the cotton one or this was cotton? Where is the cotton one? We needed a cotton one. I'm pretty sure we have a cotton harvester. Do 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 do. Cotton harvesters. Manual cotton picker right there. Okay. I knew that they had one in the hand pushables, but I was not sure. That is an awful weird looking thing. So we're going to go with our olive green on this. And we're going to buy our cotton picker. Now we can go back to the regular harvesters and we'll get ourselves the multi-fruit harvester. This one here, since we painted the other one olive green, we're going to paint this one beige so that we can tell them apart. And we will go ahead and buy that. And we are down to 18,427. But we have our harvesters that we're going to need for the 3 crops that we have planted at this time. We have a mower to mow our new area, and a baler is leased so that we can bale up that grass that we get from our mowing our new area. So once we get that mowed up, we know we're going to want to plow. So let's take a look at the plows. Right here is our plows. We have this small one here was 1/2 meter. I'm not going to do these. This hand plow right here is 2 meters. I am not going to go anything less than 2 meters and throw it on the back of a tractor. Ideally, I'd like it to be 6 meters or something along those lines. To me, it's not worth it unless we're really upgrading. Otherwise, we'll continue to do our hand pushable. So here's a plow that I use a lot, but it is expensive. It's 17 for the 6 meter, and I believe 19 for the 12. So I really don't have the money for that. I can lease it, um, but I don't know that we want to lease it because we got to see where we're at when we get the mowing done with our new area, if we're going to have time to even create fields. And I don't want to pay for the lease if I'm not going to get that done today when we own a plow. So we'll wait on that. So we'll wait on the plow. Something that I do want to look into is our spreaders. We have where maybe it's in the manure spreaders. You've leased it a couple times, you should know. We are going to go ahead and grab this manure spreader. So let's customize it. Manure spreader with superstructure. Feed wagon. Oh, it makes a feed wagon. I am not seeing what is the difference. Okay, it is how much you can put into it. For 1,000, you get 2,000 more liters. Sure, why not? The main color, we cannot change that. We got gray, and then the rim color is gray. That's kind of plain Janey if you ask me. But I think that gray would go better with our olive green and beige rather than that red. But we had to paint the tractor a different color. Let's go ahead and go with this. We're going to buy this manure spreader. And while we're at it, we're going to go ahead and, since we know we need the raspberry is going to need some seeds at some point in the future. We don't know how long it's going to be before we're making more money. So I'm going to go ahead and get a couple pallets of seeds, not only for the raspberries, but if we get a chance to put some fields in. So we'll buy a couple pallets of seed, and I'm going to have to get some manure for our new fields and our old fields when we get ready, plus our trees take it. So I'm going to go ahead and buy some manure. That way we know we have it and we can go from there. And I always have trouble finding this in the pallets. I'm sorry, I'm taking a second there to look at these pallets. Road salt right there. I I bet that production does set it out just like this. Road salt pallet. Whew, can't talk this evening. So we might be able to go ahead and do that. That might work. All right, I'm tired of looking. I don't know why I can't never find that thing, but I can never find it for some reason. And I always end up going into the mods. It's this one right here, and it's this one right here. We're going to customize that. We're going to go ahead. Let's buy 8 of them. I know it seems like a lot, but we're going to use this manure quite a bit. We actually need to get started on a different animal that will produce manure. But again, we have to be able to feed them. And right now, all we have is grass so far. We do have some straw for bedding. Maybe that's something we could do with our new land area. So as it is right now, we're down to 8,000. Dollars. Ouch. That hurts. So let's get in our tractor. We'll drop the trailer over here. And we are going to go ahead and go pick up something, our implements, something that we can use. You know what would be nice, and I've talked about this on a previous episode. I think it's time to do it with what little money we have. We'll have to get a cheap one, but let's look and see what kind of sheds that we have available to us. We have $1,000 just to get our, wow, that thing is big. Just to get our stuff out of the weather, this beautiful tropical island weather. We need to get a shed and get our stuff in there. So that's quite a bit, but it doesn't give us much room to get out and around that field. Um, Again, we can't fit it there because it'll be on the beach. And there's no room here, so we'd almost have to go. And I don't know that I want our sheds way over here. I guess not it's not the end of the world. What else do we have? We got this one, and that one's quite big as well. The original one I looked at putting here was right here, and that would fit our hand pushables pretty well, but not a tractor or anything like that. Even our hand pushables are going to be iffy if they go in there. And we are starting to get more and more expensive than what I was wanting to spend. Yeah, see there, 5,000 for that little bitty thing. I could spend 1,000 and get the other. Those would work great for our hand pushables. Don't get me wrong. That's a bay for each one. I mean, that's great, but that's not really gonna solve our problem. And this is the same as the 35, just a little bigger. 6,600. Now that's a shed. You could actually put your tractor in it. You could back some things in it, stack up the hand. That one would actually work quite well, but it's $6,600. That one's 6,000, and it's got 2 bays. That would work. It's a little more expensive than what we're wanting to spend. And everything is priced from low to high. So everything that we just showed you just keeps going up and up. The one tile challenge shed, you can open the doors and then put things in there. That would be okay. But again, we are at $8,827. So let's not do the shed right this now. We will go another day or two without a shed, and we'll live with ourselves for not spending the money on a shed. I would rather spend that money on another salt marsh possibly, and or another production, something that's going to pay for the shed itself. So let's grab our mower. And we'll go over to our new area. We could actually mow our old area too. I'm sure it's due. at least the big shaggy stuff to knock it down. Why don't we do that? Squirrel! I'm just running all over the place. So we've got some of this grass that is uh, bushy and all that we didn't get from the last time. So we're going to knock it down and at least clean it up. It'll somewhat look better. Get some of these bushes cut. And I noticed that the last time we mowed, we left a little grass on the beach. We'll have to make sure we get that picked up. But I want to get these big bushes knocked down at least and make it more presentable of an area. At least try not to be walking through. And I'd like to go ahead and paint our paths through our production area right through here, because as you're walking, all you see is these bushes, and I would kind of like to get rid of that. So we're going to do a little bit of mowing here. I'm going to probably jump cut this and get some cut, and I'll bring you back in a little while when we've got some more things, some more of it cut, and possibly start baling it. So I will be back with you shortly. All right, crew, welcome back. That took quite a while, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel like the Democratic Party in January of 2009. Um, Woohoo! No more bushes. Alrighty then. So now we need to get our baler and bale up this grass and get it cleaned up. So we'll go over here to the shop and we'll hook up to our baler and see what kind of work we can get done with it and what kind of progress we can make. I'll be honest, I was sitting there mowing and I'm thinking to myself that I'm really glad that we got to do all that selling on here, because I was starting to feel like a ugly stripper. You know, I was working really hard, but my bank account really wasn't showing nothing for it. I wasn't getting any progress. Now, though, it feels like we're going somewhere. We got a new piece of land. We're moving along, which is really making me happy. Um, we've got a long way to go, but with everything is baby steps. So a few baby steps here and there, and then we'll get a few more. Pretty soon we'll be up and running. So I am almost positive we will set the bale warning off with all the bales that we have down. There are, I should say, with all the bales that we're going to have down. I mowed quite a bit, basically the entirety of the new property. There is a hill on that property, and I even went up the hill a little bit. The tractor didn't like it, and I don't know if the baler is going to like it either, but we're going to give it a shot and see what happens. Worst it says is no, I don't think so. We ain't doing that, and we'll just have to leave it. But at least the bushes are gone from that part of it. And we bought that manure. We really probably need to look into getting an animal pen that will start producing some manure for us. Um, we've got to get more progress as far as our getting our manure from animals rather than buying it, as that's costing us quite a bit of money. We need to get more of our own products, I should say. Here's the hill I'm talking about, and I don't know if the baler's going to like it or not, but we're going to try it. I'm sure the baler will be fine, but my tractor's probably going to say, can I get a new transmission, please? Because this one's all wore out. Oh, this is nice. It was having more trouble with the mower. Oh, yeah, it had me slowed down like 2 miles an hour with the mower. No problem whatsoever with that. So our property actually goes back into those trees just a little bit. I'll jump in the construction menu. You can kind of see our border. But I didn't want to get into these trees too awful much, so I stopped where I was at. As you can see, it kind of goes up the hill there. I ran up this way till it stopped me. And you can see where all the grass will stop being picked up. It stopped me right in that area and said, nope, you're out of land. So basically draw you a line across from there. So it's quite a big piece of property. I need to scoot over a little bit. You're missing some, Gas. You're missing some. Maybe I should have went for the 24 meter because I could aim for 12 and actually hit what I was aiming at. But as you can see, this is quite a bit of flat land. I think we'll be able to make either one really decent sized field or multiple smaller. I would guess multiple smaller, as we're still using the hand pushable harvesters, and as of right now the hand pushable plow to make the land. So I'm thinking that the smaller ones, we can always join them together later to when we get the equipment available to make them bigger. We can always join them together then, but as of right now, I don't think we need to go too big. We'll just use our hand pushable stuff and make the smaller fields, mainly because, well, we're only got so much time to do a recording, and if I want to harvest a field, that's great if it's the size of our canola field in a episode. But if I want to harvest the size of this thing, that's going to be a little bit more than one episode could handle, I believe. I think we would be time lapsing the crap out of that or jump cutting something. Like I said, even mowing this took quite a while. But I just put my favorite know what I'm trying to say, song in memory in my head and just kind of hummed along and moved along with the mower. I probably should have done a little bit more constructive, like catch up on another creator that's doing this island preservation challenge, like Crust2 Farms, the creator of the challenge, or Rusty Money Gaming, or Zorch Farming, or PH for NZ Farming, or Zildo, or Artemis Gaming, or Easy. Watch it, Baylor. We got a little bit of a hump there. Blue Roses, or I knew I wouldn't remember them all, Cousin Skeeter's Farming Adventure, or I know I could have played Billy Gasoline's YouTube new series the Triple Threat Challenge from Zorch Farming with a twist. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you check it out. It's quite the interesting twist. I think viewers will enjoy it, and I know I'm going to enjoy taking on that challenge as much as I'm enjoying taking on this challenge, if not a little more. But seriously, folks, please do check out the other content creators making this challenge. They they do a great job uh, of their visions on making their farms and how they're proceeding. I I am very impressed with pretty much all I'm seeing, and it is impressive to see the different takes when if you play this game, you know there's a certain set of mods that you have to play with, or a certain limitation that you can do, especially when you're on console. And to watch a lot of these creators be as creative as they are in making things go. Um, I've gotten so many ideas that I normally wouldn't have even thought of just by watching the other creators doing this challenge and how they're partaking in doing what they're doing, and their game plan as far as setting up what they're doing is just, it's like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Or I could have done that. Or could I, is it too late to do that now? You know, there's a lot of things. Um, our salt marsh is a prime example. Uh, it was recommended to us from Zildo, and we went into the mod hub and we picked it up, and I'm really glad we did. We made quite a bit of money today when we sold part of those products. Is my understanding the flour of salt is the highest price thing in there, and we haven't got a full pallet of it yet, so it'll be very interesting to see what kind of money we make off a full pallet. I haven't priced it in the shop, so I'm unaware exactly of what a full price or even when the best time to sell is. We are in the game mode that we'll sell it as it becomes available to us, not hold on to it for the best price. As right now, we're still in the stage that we need all the money we can get as quick as we can get it. And until we get a little bit further along where we can hold on to a few things to make the best money, because we've got other things that are other productions or whatever that are paying our daily expenses to wait off, to hold off and wait and sell the better stuff for a better sale date. So I don't know if you guys can see that in the video, but that the way the light was hitting off of that grass, it was kind of hard to tell exactly where the baler had been before and where I needed to be. So I'm sure I missed some there. It's all right. It'll grow back, and we will get her the next time. So while we was on that little jump cut and I was mowing, I was checking out some of the animal pens, and it has come to my attention. I think I need to um, download some more cheaper options for animal pens. We do have the fenceless pastures, which we can use, and that's completely fine as far as that goes. I'm thinking a fenceless chicken pasture on that hillside right there, and joining it with the sheep pasture on the backside of that rock, just to fill in that hill where we're not trying to work that hill. And chickens would be an easier animal to get and progress with. They'll produce some eggs for us. Uh, First things first, though, we would need to get either sorghum or barley or wheat or in the ground and then harvested to be able to feed them. So that may be one of the crops that we either re-drill our current field with, maybe a sorghum because it grows quickly, or this area here, one of the fields that we put in here, putting in a sorghum so that we can feed them, feed some chickens. We can get some chickens and feed them. I know I can buy the chicken feed from the shop um, if need be, but if we can grow our own, why not grow our own and feed them that? It's going to be land. We got plenty of land to expand on, and if we dedicate a field to just making chicken feed, it's not going to be the end of the world for us. We shouldn't lose sleep at night that we're not getting a sellable crop out of the field if we're feeding it to the chickens. So we'll work on getting most likely a sorghum. It grows the fastest, and you don't have the straw to deal with. Uh, I I believe. I don't believe on this map you have to deal with straw from sorghum. Some maps are different. Some maps will give you straw for corn, what they call corn stalks, and soybean straw. So I don't believe this is one of those that has that options that you can get straw from the different crops other than your normal crops. But it could be. We'll find out together when we harvest some sorghum. Um, I know Zorch did some sorghum and he did not get straw. But again, was it available and he just turned it off, or was it not available at all? Again, we'll find out together because we'll get a field of sorghum put in. So as I was mowing, and when we get back by there with the baler, I can show you again. It looked like we had a pallet of grape juice sitting out there, which is good for us because we're going to need a little bit more cash flow to not only purchase more manure for putting on this new field, but again, we were discussing what to do with our crops earlier and uh, what am I trying to say? What production to put down. We put down the sugar factory, which takes care of one, and we put down Granny's knitwear, which takes care of the other. But we still have our canola that is just going to be sitting in the silo for now, and that oil mill is only 5,000. So if we could get enough products to sell overnight that we could justify putting that down, our canola should be ready tomorrow to harvest. It looks pretty dark green to me. Maybe tomorrow or the next day, but it should be within the next 2 days. So if we can get enough products spit out at us in the next episode, we can figure on putting on down the oil mill to put the canola in. I think that'd be very good for us. Well, gang, I think that we are going to call this episode here. I'm not sure of my recording time as um, somebody, I'm not naming names, but if you see, I'm pointing fingers at this guy sitting right here. He didn't set his recording timer, so he's not exactly sure how long he's been recording, but he would like to say thank you for watching. Check out the other creators doing this challenge. And he will see you back in the next episode. You all have a great one. See ya. Hi, I'm Gasoline Billy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until then, we can jump to our next adventure.